presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Buffalo. We are Arizona.
Oh my goodness, what a beautiful sight that is. After 10 back east, it is wonderful to be back in the great state of Arizona. Pennant race baseball. The San Diego Padres, the Arizona Diamondbacks going toe-to-toe. This is game one of a three-game weekend series between these two teams. When the Diamondbacks took off, this is what they were doing. When they came back home, it was not a winning road trip, but you know what? They survived it. And they actually gained a game in the standings as the San Francisco Giants stumble right along the way. Hi there, folks, and welcome back to the ballpark. Luis Gonzalez, my name is Darren Sutton. We trust you've got a great weekend plan. We hope watching a lot of baseball. Quickly about the road trip. You told us in Atlanta it's kind of and the veterans say this in the clubhouse, peeling days off the calendar. So they didn't run away from San Francisco as maybe they could have. They didn't falter. They gained a game, and they took 10 days off that calendar.
Well, Darren, you're exactly right. When you're struggling, you hope the team right behind you is struggling, and that's exactly what happened with these San Francisco Giants. They have not been able to gain ground on our Diamondback teams, and we've continued to move just a little bit. Not much, but the meter moved up a little bit.
Well, the offense was really dormant for about a 6-game span, and then suddenly, you can call them heroes, maybe they were saviors. These are guys, Sean Burroughs, Daniel Hudson, and Chris Young. They all contributed, and I think Burroughs probably the most unexpected. Getting things started, somebody had to get the offense believing in themselves, and sometimes a pitcher can help do that too, like Hudson did.
Yeah, there's no doubt. You need a little league hero, and Burroughs was that guy. He did it again this year. So first homer since '05, and then Hudson once again throwing 8 2/3 innings, picking up the big win for us. And then the last guy, CY, a guy who this offense desperately needs to get going to get to that next level.
I knew you'd say that. Why did I think I would know you would say that? Now, when you talk about the upcoming schedule for the Arizona Diamondbacks, they deal with a lot of teams with sub-500 records, and they deal a ton with the San Diego Padres, but you say, warning light here, don't think this is just a walk in the park.
Yeah, there's no doubt. You see San Francisco right now, they're struggling with the Houston Astros. These San Diego Padres, when you bring up a lot of young players, a lot of nobodies that people don't know, it makes it very difficult to defense these guys, to pitch them. There's a lot of scouting reports that are flying around, and you're trying to pick up who these guys are.
You see that? Look at the look in his eyes. He's uncomfortable thinking about it. You're in a golf shirt. You're not in a uniform.
I know. I feel very comfortable tonight. Let's get us a win.
Glad to have you with us. You can tell it's very good to be back home. Now, the San Diego Padres, who are they and why are they playing much better baseball? Some names you might not have heard of, and some big fellas that are healthy and contributing. Jody Jackson will join us right after this. casinos. Play slots with your Players Club card at any Gila River casino. Win up to $20,000 instantly. Get the Jack in the Box right now. Come try the new Jumbo Breakfast Platter. It's just $2.99 plus tax at participating Jack in the Box restaurants. Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats with no blackout dates.
31 games to go, and the Diamondbacks get set to start this homestand against the San Diego Padres. I'm Jody Jackson down here outside the Diamondbacks dugout. And who are these Padres? Well, we'll tell you in just a minute. They've been playing very, very well since August 3rd. 13-7, and the offense has been carrying them. Nearly 6 runs a game, batting .285. Yes, you know some of the names: Will Venable, Orlando Hudson, Nick Hundley. But how about a couple of guys who have joined the team and since that time really added a spark? As Bud Black told me, it's really been not just one guy, the whole team, not one catalyst, but certainly Jesus Guzman and Kyle Blanks have been a big part of the success. Guzman, Black said he's really happy for him. He's toiled in the minors, was with the Giants in '09. Found a position for him, at least for right now, at first base. He has been hitting .331, 52 games since being called up from Tucson, and 34 RBI. Kyle Blanks, he missed most of last season with Tommy John surgery. In '09, though, they liked what they saw from him. He is getting back to that form right now with 18 RBI with the Padres so far. So this is the team the Diamondbacks will face tonight. Who's the Padres killer, though? Well, it's been Justin Upton this year. 5 home runs against San Diego so far this season. Will he be able to continue his hot hitting against the Friars tonight? Wade LeBlanc on the mound. Luis Gonzalez and Darren Sutton with the call next.
Tied for the 5th best in the National League, and Bud Black's got him doing some very good things. Matter of fact, they're hitting. They're averaging about 5 runs per game since the All-Star break. Let's take a look at Buddy Black's starting lineup, brought to you by Pepsi Max. Will Venable, Jason Bartlett, Cameron Maben is rolling. We've learned about Jesus Guzman. Thank you, Jody, for that. Orlando Hudson, she explained Kyle Blanks as well. It's Nick Hundley, Logan Forsythe, and back up in the minor leagues, toiling very effectively, Wade LeBlanc. Speaking of toiling effectively, ready to go is Josh Colmenter, the 25-year-old right-hander, facing the one-time Ivy League college basketball star, and Will Venable. First pitch over the outside corner. We're underway at Chase. Strike one. Ford brings you the numbers. Arizona Ford dealers 7 and 8 and a sparkling 3-3-4. As that one is inside. 1-0 the count. And 2 really good starts on this last road trip. Pitched into the 7th in Philadelphia. Pitched 7 in Atlanta. Change up, ground ball. There to make the play is Paul Goldschmidt to the bag, and in time for the out, one away. Defensively for the Diamondbacks, let's walk you through it. It's Parra, it's Young, and it's Justin Upton. Ryan Roberts, Willie Bloomquist, Aaron Hill, Paul Goldschmidt, and Henry Blanco is behind the plate. One of the reasons that the team took batting practice on the field, they needed to. They had a couple of days off. Aaron Hill and, of course, John McDonald had to take some ground balls on this field. These are guys that they've never played here.
Yeah, Darren, I think one of the surprising things for me when I got to the ballpark was not seeing McDonald in the starting lineup at shortstop. I mean, here's a guy, he started out on the road with our team, just newly acquired, but I would figure that Kirk Gibson was going to give him the start today at home, and it just didn't happen.
Well, there you go, trying to figure out Kirk Gibson's starting lineup. Haven't you learned yet?
Well, there's been a lot of mix and matches. I'm pretty sure now you're going to see that outfield pretty much the rest of the way, I would hope.
In the hands, very good pitch. You know what made it good? Jason Bartlett. He couldn't square it up only because Cole Mentor, the pitch before, had showed him that curveball. Just showed it to him, that's all.
Yeah, here you see the pitch over the top. Ball just kind of runs in a little bit on Bartlett's hands, and he wasn't able to get the barrel out on it.
And that's a theme that Gonzo and I will talk about because his manager talks about it a lot. He's throwing it a little bit more, showing that curveball. It's not a swing and miss pitch. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's not. But a third pitch, you all the time as you worked in the batter's box, change up fouled off Cameron Maben. That third pitch makes all the difference in the world.
Oh, there's no doubt. You become a lot more effective up there, and when you're able to locate some of those pitches, it sits in the back of the hitter's mind. And Darren, you touched on it earlier. His last two starts have been fantastic. I know he got the loss in Atlanta, 1-0 loss, but he had 1 run, 4 hits, 3 walks, and he was dead on for the team when they needed him to go out there and pitch solid pitching for our club.
In the heat of Atlanta, he did a great job, and then with the fans really bearing down on him in Philadelphia.
Unfortunately for him, the offense was not there for him.
The 1-1 to Cameron Maben is a fastball away.
Boy, this is one guy in the lineup that has a bright future. A lot of stolen bases. My last year playing ball with the Florida Marlins, he was a rookie, and I kind of liked him playing center field. He covered a lot of ground out there.
Did you see that, first of all, that he got it? Did he handle himself the right way?
The good part about him, when he was a kid, he was a bat boy in one of the minor league teams, and I remember him telling us about that. So he's a great young man, very respectable to the game, respectable to all the players. He's got a bright future up here in the big leagues.
So Maben was hitting .260 in his first 78 games of the season. In his last month worth of games, he's hitting .311. And he scored about a run a game. And about every other game, he's got a stolen base, too. He's been on a big roll. Change up is high, and it's popped up. Goldschmidt into foul territory, puts it away. 1-2-3 go the San Diego Padres. Wade LeBlanc ready to clock in. Indiana, went to the University of Alabama, has had some up and down time this year, ready to roll against Kirk Gibson's Arizona Diamondbacks. Let's take a look at the starting lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Bloomquist, Roberts, and Upton. It's Jan Goldschmidt with an epic homer last night. Aaron Hill finally has a hit as a Diamondback. Gerardo Parra, Henry Blanco, and Josh Colmenter. Couple of days off for Willie Bloomquist. You were thinking he might get one more so that McDonald could get comfortable in his own ballpark. But Willie refreshed and raring to go, and I think we'll see the two guys kind of just share down the road the shortstop position. Willie, a different type player. You may get a little bit more offense out of him and a stolen base threat. Kirk Gibson knows he'll get just a step ahead defensively with McDonald. Boy, great range.
It's great range, and he made a couple good plays on the last road trip to make a huge impact right off the bat.
Look, in playoff race baseball, we don't want to bore you casual fans, but run prevention means a lot. And if you can save two, that's like driving two in. You can go all statistical on it if you'd like, but you can just say it simply. He's going to be very important in the pennant race. And Kirk Gibson realizes that his club's not going to be the 27 Yankees, that in this Western Division you're going to have to defense, and especially over the last 5 weeks of games. Little Bloomquist rested and ready to go. He broke his bat. He's on the move, picking him up, putting him down. Willie into second. And he is in there with double number 9 on the season. Good to see for Bloomquist. He had really struggled this month.
Well, I guess the manager knows best. Got fresh legs, fresh bat right out of the. Here you see the pitch from LeBlanc. Ball down. It's a nice piece of it there down the left field line for a stand-up double.
Look, let me tell you my favorite thing about the manager knowing best in Kirk Gibson is that he is so comfortable in his own skin that he's just fine with us saying things like, well, I'm surprised he's in the lineup, or I'm surprised he's not in the lineup. He understands that. He loves to keep everyone guessing, including the players. Swing and a miss. Now Wade LeBlanc, left-hander, and a guy who you see the numbers this year. He's had to kind of find himself there. To listen to some of the Padres folks talking, to read between the lines a little bit, toughen him up here in the big leagues. And I don't mean with regard to pitching through an injury, but get on the attack a little more. Don't be so soft on the outside of the zones with everything. The 0-1. Stuff-wise, what are a couple of things that jump out for Wade LeBlanc?
Well, he's got a good cutter. He'll throw that cutter as he just did there right to Roberts. But his fastball, he doesn't overpower you. 82 to 88 miles an hour, good curveball and slider. So he's going to be effective. He likes to move the ball around a little bit.
We'll keep an eye on some different situations. You know, Gonzo's got his eye on him as that one is rolled down the third baseline and foul Ryan Roberts.
Well, here we know Roberts has an 0-2 count, 2 strikes on him, but he's got to try to move the runner over. If he's not going to get a base hit here, he's got to try to be effective in getting that runner to third base with nobody out. And that's one thing that the D-backs struggled on this last road trip. We had a lot of early in the ball game, first and second, we couldn't get runners to third, and we ended up scoring nothing in those innings.
Headed to third is Willie Bloomquist, and the throw, it trickles away. Willie hops up, come on down, he is in there, and there's an argument from Hundley. He's saying, I didn't have anywhere to throw the ball. And it looked like the ball might have hit. Did it hit Roberts? I mean, how do you throw that errantly? I mean, nowhere close. And let's see if Roberts got in the way. That hit his bat.
Well, here you see the pitch coming in. Roberts swinging a miss. Ball actually hits his bat and shoots down the line, and there you see Bud Black out there having a conversation with home plate umpire Eric Cooper. To no avail, so the Diamondbacks are going to score early in this ball game.
Boy, putting their foot on the gas. Bloomquist with a stolen base and then an error on the catcher. And Roberts goes down on strikes. Never have you been more excited seeing a big follow through there. The ball's in play. You throw it off the bat, that ball's on the move. There is obstruction. There is a way you can impede, but there was no effort to impede there.
Not really. I mean, he just took his swing, and unfortunately the bat was in the way for Hundley. Well, I'm not a big fan of an 0-2 count and Bloomquist trying to steal third, but he got a fantastic jump, and the hitter obviously could not take with an 0-2 count. So we got the strikeout, but we were able to score the run.
2-0 the count to Justin Upton.
And more times than not, coaches are going to tell you, if you're going to steal third with an 0-2 count, nobody out, you better be 100% sure you're going to get there.
3-0 the count to Justin Upton, who on the recent road trip was 6 of 33, played in every game. Hit 182, drove in a pair, walked a couple of times. There was really only 1 or 2 guys that hit, so he is not alone. That one is driven into left center field, had a 3-0 green light. That hung up for an awful long time. Upton had better get in there with a slide. It's a double. Second in the National League in 3-0 swings, the Diamondbacks. Only the Cardinals have done it more. They're now 11 of 17 getting it done. That's the best in the big leagues.
Where you see Blanks trying to make the play there, extending out, coming up short. Maben there to back him up for a stand-up double for Upton for his 36th double of the season.
It's a club playing like they're glad to be back home.
Yeah, and defensively they were playing him. Maben was playing him to right center, and Blanks was playing him down the left field line. So basically they were giving him all of left center, which is kind of weird. I don't think they were expecting him to be swinging there with 3-0 in the first inning.
Well, LeBlanc so far looking timid and missing a lot. These are the things that they did not want him to do. Now, last time out, LeBlanc pitched against the Florida Marlins, pitched into the 6th, gave up 3 runs, and was a winner. He was a 4-3 winner. Pitched well against Cincinnati before that and New York before that. That went over the inside corner. 1-1 the count. You said in the open the Diamondbacks need this man.
Well, there you see a fastball over the outer half. He knew he got it when he swung. Nice piece of hitting by Young. He's just got to mentally get right back into this thing and realize that his numbers got to go out the window, and he's got to focus on helping this team win games. We know what he can do on defense. Now he's just got to pick it up on offense, especially if he's going to hit behind Justin Upton, because Upton's not going to get good pitches to hit as the season moves on here.
Boy, if that isn't a telling graphic. That tells the whole story, as that one is right below the knees. Now, the one thing on that graphic you didn't see, and we've analyzed it with you, we've analyzed it with Mark Grace, is the fact that he is walking a ton, not just some, but a ton. And I guess I asked him, I'll ask you, how do you find that line between trying to feel your way through back to the strike zone and getting a little more aggressive?
Well, you just got to be a little bit more selective there. And then, of course, a lot of times you want to be that guy to drive in those runs. But if they're not going to give it to you, rely on the next guy to do it. And take your walks and try to get on base and let those other guys try to drive you in. But, Darren, I'm going to tell you what's important about these guys scoring early. Because right now in San Francisco, those guys are sitting in the clubhouse watching this game. And mentally, they've seen that we've jumped out on the board early. And I don't care what team you are, when you're chasing somebody and you see them score, it puts a little bit more pressure on you when you got to go out there and play.
Well, they're seeing this in San Francisco, California. Chris Young, aggressive. Chris Young, RBI. And since July the 2nd, the one thing he has done is hit very effectively against left-handed pitching. He made LeBlanc play. The Diamondbacks lead it by a score of 2-0.
Well, you see Chris Young likes that ball over the outer half. Gets a nice swing. Shoots it into left field. Looks like Banks is going to have a lot of work out there this evening.
And a very slow start. Not effective around the plate. Missing a ton. He has already thrown 18 pitches, only 6 strikes. Or check that. 6 have missed out of the zone. I was off a bit. He just feels like he's not aggressive.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Darren. I think he's just having trouble locating his pitches, missing his spots, getting them out over the outer half of the plate, leaving a couple balls up in the strike zone, setting it up on a tee.
Good pitch. Rushed it in there. 1-1 the count. Had an RBI single last night. Had another single as well, but had this one. And this is what they're all talking about. Bounced 20 rows up and then into the walkway out the exit there at Nationals Ballpark.
And Darren, we've been to that park. For the fans who haven't been there, that's a long way up where he hit that ball.
Back to the bag, keeping an eye on Chris Young. Oh, yeah. There are many O's in Goldschmidt. Now, I won't attempt to do it. I don't think Gonzo will either. That's reserved for just one man. 1-1 the count. Pitch is high. 2-1 to Paul.
When Goldschmidt's learning the game still up at this level, he's been kind of a feast or famine kind of guy. A lot of strikeouts, or he's been hitting a lot of home runs. So, I mean, he's got 5 homers already in the major leagues in a short time, under 100 ABs. But at the same time, he's got to learn to adjust to a lot of breaking balls. Because the more homers he hits, the more off speeds he's going to get.
3 of his 4 hits against left-handed pitchers have been extra base hits. That's in 15 at bats. A wide open stance. Outside. 3-1 the count. Aaron Hill waits on deck. One of the new kids on the block for the Diamondbacks.
I'm sure he'll get a nice round of applause here for his first AB as a Diamondback at home.
He will also learn that he likes hitting here, because most everyone does. The 3-1. One after, one up in the zone. Popped it foul. That was almost a little bit out of his sweet spot. He likes to go down and get it. 3-2 the count.
Well, Goldschmidt's a guy, he is so strong, he can almost miss-hit a ball and hit one out of here.
Young, the runner at first. He singled in. Justin Upton. Well, really buried that fastball in the hands of Paul Goldschmidt.
Well, he's done that before. A couple ABs we've seen earlier. When he first came up, he battles and battles and waits for that good pitch. He fouls off those tough ones, waits for that pitcher to make a mistake, and then he jumps on it when he gets it.
"16 straight days the Diamondbacks have been in first place. The last time they had a run like that, they were probably a little bit more of a fading team. It was back in 2008. Paul popped it up. He keeps giving himself chances. He might not be squaring it up, but he's extending the at-bat.
And that's exactly what he needs to do. He just fights those tough ones off and waits for that pitcher to make a mistake. And LeBlanc's done that already a couple times early in this ball game. Just hope he keeps it up in the zone.
Runner goes, popped up. Long, long run. The dive. Now Young's got to move up. Boy, Arizona living right. I mean, Hudson having to head to the bag. The outfielders for the San Diego Padres just have not been in the right position, and in part accidental. And the Diamondbacks, as we say, just living right.
Boy, that's one of the highest singles you're ever going to see in Major League Baseball. But the simple fact that Goldschmidt has a lot of power, the outfielders are playing him back. The simple fact that Chris Young was running on the pitch, you got infielders moving around and living right, getting that home cooking early.
Well, things tend to even out in baseball, don't they? You hit one hard, then another hard, and then you make some outs on the bases in Atlanta, and you really start pressing. But you know you're hitting some hard, and then all of a sudden you have 3 pop-ups that drop in. I mean, Justin Upton's ball, he hit it well, but he'll tell you, I didn't square it up. Justin Upton's ball should have been an out in this inning. Paul Goldschmidt's ball hung up forever and a day. That should have been an out in this inning.
Well, hopefully that's a sign of good things to come for our ball club.
Yes, Kevin Towers, Kirk Gibson, you never give any of those away. You never give them back. By the way, there's still plenty of time left for the end of this month. Hill, foul ball. Orlando, as we said, was going to cover the bag.
Yeah, Orlando Hudson had to vacate the second base area to cover the bag, and there you see, nice diving try, but unable to come up with a play, and Orlando wasn't even close to getting there. Venable made a nice effort, not good enough.
I saw Hudson get into those balls a few years ago. 0-1 the count. Hill takes inside 1-0 to 1-1 now. Played his college baseball at Louisiana State University. Was acquired in the deal that sent on this trip Kelly Johnson to Toronto. So far, so good. Defensively made a couple of nice plays, charging in on balls where balls were not squared up at second base last night. Kirk Gibson talking during the flight home about a couple of great defensive plays by Hill. Runners go, swing right through, throw down, hits Goldschmidt into center field, and the Diamondbacks continue to have just bushels full of luck in this ball game. But at some point you create your own luck too.
Yeah, Darren, I think obviously the Diamondbacks have something on LeBlanc's move because they've been able to get outstanding jumps there. Chris Young got a great jump there. And Hundley obviously knows he's not going to have a chance at Young. He's going for the slower runner, and Goldschmidt, he throws it just up the line. Hits Goldschmidt, almost collides with Hudson. And able to advance both runners.
Golly, Nick Hundley. Infield drawing in 3-0. In on the hands in the left center field. His first Diamondback RBI. Look at this ball roll. Hill with the double. Nothing is the score. Aaron Hill has driven in 46 all year, but this is his first as a Diamondback. Welcome. Quick hands.
Well, I tell you, nice piece of hitting right there by Hill. Boy, if you think those last couple innings in Washington didn't carry over to tonight's ball game right here in the first inning.
Seems like they have, doesn't it now?
Well, you got LeBlanc in a whole heap of trouble here. 30 pitches in, 1 out, man on second. And nobody even looking like they're warming up in the Padres bullpen.
Now again, we see the positioning of the Padres outfield defensively, because for me, it hasn't been a mistake that San Diego has made, but they've just been unlucky. There have been another and another and another where the balls either get by or could have been caught. There's a ton of room in right center field for Parr. So he rolls that one to the right side, had him out in front of a changeup. Parr going hard through the bag. Orlando Hudson makes the play for the out. Moving up to third is Aaron Hill. There we go.
Giving him the claw.
Hill pretty quiet, and I don't think he always quite knows what to make of this bunch.
You know, and I think these two guys that came over, McDonald and Hill, I think it made a little bit more comfortable when they got here. The simple fact that they had Overbay. They played with Overbay in Toronto, and Roberts was actually there a short time ago too. Their first start, all of them together since what was it, 09?
Yes, yes.
Which was kind of an oddity to see.
Henry rolls it to the right side. Our youngster down there hollering for Henry to run through the bag. I'm sure our youngster was thrilled with what she saw the entire inning. They're out of their seats at Chase. A 4 spot. Happy weekend, one and all you youngsters as well that are joining us. You're back in school now. Hopefully you're staying on top of the homework. By the way, that ties into our Nissan key to the game. School zone. You got to be safe, right? When you head on by, there's one in my neighborhood, literally just outside of the entrance to one of the streets that turns into our subdivision. School zone, you got to remind yourself, you got to slow it down. There's youngsters on their way. Boy, this is making me excited seeing so many in the ballpark tonight. Making it easy on our crew and our director, Mitch Riggin. That's great.
And they're all happy right now, too. We jumped out with a 4 spot in the first inning.
But here's the thought on school zone, and it still applies because these Padres have been feeling their oats. The Diamondbacks need to continue to do what they have done so well, and that's slow things down for opposing base runners. Like a school zone slows those cars down. The San Diego Padres will look to get back in this game. They have to reach first. That one is inside to a great story in Jesus Guzman. But when they do, they run.
Oh, there's no doubt, Darren. You talk about running. They got 3 guys with over 20 stolen bases, and Orlando Hudson sitting right there with 17. He's going to be the 4th guy.
And in time for the out, Jesus Guzman hitting .331 as he raced. But the Diamondbacks, and whether it's Henry Blanco, whose career throw-down percentage is about 40%, he's one of the best throwers really in the last couple of decades, Henry Blanco is. And then Miguel Montero, who leads the league in qualifying catchers and throwing out base runners. They've got to keep doing it in this series. They've got to put up the signs and have the flashing lights at the school zone. Let's slow down the base running. But you know what makes it easier in a school zone is when there's no cars at all. And that's Josh Holmenter's job. Just keep them off base.
And Darren, you know how you talk about throwing these runners out. This is exactly why you do it. Those gentlemen right there, those are advanced scouts looking at the Diamondbacks and looking at the Padres. These guys are trying to figure out what players are out there and which ones are going to do well out there to postseason play. See one of my guys there, Charlie Kerfeld, to the right of the guy with the stopwatch. He was a phenomenal pitcher for a long time. These guys are timing runners and pitchers. They're trying to get any advantage you can to help your ball club win.
Somewhere down there, Jim Riggleman has started to do some work for the San Francisco Giants. He is down there scouting, and he is doing exactly what you said.
And what these guys do is they look for strengths, weaknesses.
Ryan Roberts flags it off, fires it on across. Continue your thought.
Nice play by Roberts there. They're looking for the strengths and the weaknesses. Who's hot, who's not. There's Riggleman right there, one of my former managers and Mark Grace's managers with the Chicago Cubs, formerly of the Washington Nationals. And that's what these guys do. They write every little detail down to try to give their team an advantage. So when they come in to play the Diamondbacks, they know who are the guys that they can go after offensively, who they can run on, who they can pitch to, whatever they have to do.
1-0 the count to Kyle Blanks. Be careful here. He's got 6 long balls, and if he appears large on your television screen, it's because he is. He is a big, strong fella. Jody was talking coming on, and she shined the spotlight on him. 6 home runs, 18 RBIs, 5 doubles as well. Swing and a miss. 1-1 the count. Check that 1-2 now.
There you see the over-the-top deceptive pitch there, right there to Blanks.
You bet. 6'6", 270. Lifts that one to the left. Doing the changeup, gave up all his power going down to get it. No need to build a school zone if there's no cars on the road now, is there? 4-0 over the San Diego Padres, including today's games. This is the remaining schedules for both the San Francisco Giants and the Arizona Diamondbacks. You can see not many against winning teams, not many outside of the Western Division, a ton at home, but you know what? Chase Field, visiting players love to hit in this ballpark. So I understand where that home thing can make a difference for me. Keep burning up the turnstiles. I mean, keep coming to this ballpark. Really, truly make it more and more each game, that groundswell, a home field advantage with your noise.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, this team is a young team, and they feed off of the fans.
Josh Coleman to the right field. And, of course, I mean, why wouldn't he have a base hit? Not shocked that Colementor didn't react the same way as Daniel Hudson was shooting it out to him. Pretty understated. That's pretty.
Nice piece of hitting right there going the other way. There you see his fellow pitcher mates letting him know.
Willie Bloomquist leads it off. You know, it gets me thinking, and we'd like to have you play along here in a minute. We'll watch Willie settle in. With Roberts on deck. Squares the bunt, takes a curveball outside. Which team has the easier schedule? I mean, we'll ask you at home. It's our Kia text poll, and if you vote along, you'll receive a message from our friends and partners with Kia Motors. Love their partnership. Is it the Diamondbacks or is it the Giants? A or B to 36929. You got everyone scared in the open, nervous. The veteran in you came out.
Well, I don't, you know. Honestly, my opinion is I think it's pretty dead even. I mean, they're playing 15 of the next 18 at home. We're playing the last 9 at home, but you still have to play each other 6 more times. 3 at home, 3 on the road, the Giants. It's the other teams that scare me because you don't know which one of these Padres can show up today and get smoked, and tomorrow they could be world beaters if one of their pitchers comes out good.
1-1 the count. Willie Bloomquist into left center field, running to make the play. Finally, for the Padres, they have an outfielder cover enough ground and catch a ball. Let's take a look defensively. And again, that's not a knock on them. They've had some bad luck. David Robleski and Associates. We know what Maben can do. Forsythe, Bartlett, Hudson, and Jesus Guzman on the infield. Nick Hundley, who learned a lot of the game from Henry Blanco. He's behind home plate. Big fella, it's almost like they're picking on him out there.
They are. And Darren, you know, getting back to the fans coming to the game, I think it's time now. I mean, our fans have been waiting. They've been saying, okay, let's wait and see what these guys can do. I mean, we're coming to pennant race time here. We're at the end of August, heading into September. These guys have gone out all season long and been right in the thick of this thing. Everybody complained about the last 2 years, about how this team is done, and they've gone out this season out of spring training. Worst record in baseball in spring training.
Terrible.
And they've turned the tables now and come out, and here we are sitting at the top.
Foul ball coming back our way.
I'm a little disappointed that ball went right into Tom Candiotti there. I know now why he was a pitcher.
Oh, so really? Did it go next door?
It did. Huh. Tom Candiotti, he was ducking and diving there.
He's in there with Jeff Munn.
Jeff Munn
saved him. That is terrible by Tom Candiotti. 1-1 the count. Swing and a miss. That's inside.
I think he was more concerned about getting his iPad out of the way there. I don't know if he had the insurance coverage on it.
That's a good reminder. I might need to get that. 2-1 the count. That heart's pounding over there for the old knuckleballer. Pitch is low. By the way, these Diamondbacks, they're a different team offensively than they were on the road trip. They didn't do anything until the last couple of days, and that includes the win over Philadelphia, in which they beat Roy Halladay. Roy beat them the entire game. 2.5 runs a game, about 6 hits a game, and there you see already what they've done.
Well, hopefully this is a good sign of good things to come on this road trip for our D-backs.
Outside, Taco Bell reminds you that anytime the Diamondbacks score 6 runs or more, Taco Bell gives away 3 free tacos. with a large drink purchase from 4 to 6 the following day. Tim Timmons, Jeff Kellogg, Eric Cooper, Mark Carlson, our umpires tonight. And have our men in black. So Upton this year has enjoyed the Padres. He's got 11 hits against them. It's a comfortable .330 average. He's got 5 home runs and a couple of long ones in San Diego where you're not supposed to hit them.
Well, there you see another backdoor breaking ball there by LeBlanc. He tried that his first time, just missed off the plate, went right back out there. And really the outfield playing Upton straight away. It's not shading to one side or the other for him.
1-2 the count.
Boy,
Justin loves hitting at home. I apologize, sir.
It's okay. He missed a hanger right there. I bet he wished he'd get that one back. 83 miles an hour up in the zone.
That one right back behind.
Hey fans, the fight for first continues. Every game counts, so come out to Chase Field and root on your D-backs tomorrow and Sunday when they take on the Padres. Tomorrow, the first 15,000 fans could get a Chris Young walk-off home run bobblehead. Visit dbacks.com/homestand. It's a nice looking bobblehead.
The 1-2. Oh, baby, he'd love another shot at that one.
Boy, he would. LeBlanc's really missing his location, flirting with fire on Justin Upton. Justin would so much like to hit one in the seats right here. Little breaking ball in. Justin kind of inside outs a little bit. I think he was looking for something over the outer half of the plate. Trying to protect with 2 strikes.
Let's watch that. See if he uses the whole ballpark. It looks like he's trying to homer. Outside, didn't get the call, didn't get the corner. 2-2 the count. And he's got 25 of those homers. Action in the bullpen. Anthony Bass warms. And it's not what Buddy Black wanted to be dealing with. As we mentioned, LeBlanc last time out beat the Florida Marlins. 2-2, we'll do it again. 51 pitches for Wade LeBlanc, who pitched his college baseball for the Alabama Crimson Tide in the Southeastern Conference. He's Louisiana born and raised. Managed by another long-time successful left-handed pitcher in Bud Black. 2-2. Got him to reach on a changeup. On a backhand, Upton going hard. Got it. Well, very close. As Upton streaking up the line, sniffing out that base hit. He's not happy with that call. He's not going to say anything, but he's not happy. Either that or he's ticked off that he tried to pull a changeup down and away.
Yeah, he got a pitch down in the zone. Bartlett makes a nice play, knows the speed, and Upton makes it a lot closer.
You got him. Good call.
Got him by a half step. Bang, bang play at first.
Well, they get so many right. You know, they get so many right. Ran into a couple of the umpires in Philadelphia. They were talking about its sight and its sound in that situation. They obviously will take a look. The umpire clear themselves. They make sure they get the picture frame. And then they obviously watch, but then they listen for the popping of the glove and the spikes hitting the bag. Inside, it was interesting, Gonzo, as Young takes inside. Our umpiring crew sharing with us in Philly that some guys just run softer. Jimmy Rollins does not hit the bag hard, and it makes it tough on close plays because you can't hear anything.
Yeah, those guys have a difficult job. I mean, we at home have the advantage of having instant replay and get to watch all kinds of different angles. These guys have to make that call right at the spur of the moment.
1-2 the count. 4-0 Arizona leads. A couple of runners on out there. Chris Young rolls it, playing it back, long throw, dropped it. He dropped the baseball and the inning goes on. Jesus Guzman, who's been a great story with this bat. That's a catchable ball. There is no excuse for that, and it cost San Diego a run. Oh, my goodness.
Well, that's definitely going to have to go down as an error for the first baseman. There you see the throw all the way across, and I think it just hit him in the heel. Hit him in the heel of the glove. Should have turned his glove the other way. Boy, Sud, I know if your partner was sitting here, Mark Grace, he'd be kind of puking right now after seeing that play. I mean, that's inexcusable up here in the big league level.
That pitch grabs the outside corner.
Hey, but when good things happen to teams, this is what happens. And more importantly, Cole Mentor scored and gets to go sit down in the dugout here for a couple of extra pitches.
That is exactly right. I'm thinking Ryan Roberts could have scored on that one as well. I think it surprised him. The 0-1.
Well, it surprised all of us, really. I wouldn't be surprised if CY tries to get a good jump here and try to steal second base. He bluffed earlier on the first pitch.
Bouncing ball, another chance. He'll throw it somewhere else this time. I'm not throwing it to the first baseman this time. Sorry, no offense.
Chipper Jones with already 16 base on balls, 17 counting the one tonight. So they had been pitching around him. And
Jordan with those football legs, they look just like yours right next to him, right?
Don't forget, it is Mark Grace Championship Theater. Luis Gonzalez gets together with Gracie. That's fun in itself. Coming your way, certainly looking forward to that this weekend on Sunday, immediately after the ball game.
Well, that was a lot of fun. Spent a little bit of time with Gracie talking about the games, looking back at a lot of fun events, and not only that, but knowing that Gracie didn't pay for any of that food that was sitting out there.
Really? 2-1 the count. 5-0 is the score. Good friends and partners with Fry's. So technically, if Fry's provided it, then I paid for all of it, because half my paycheck goes to Fry's. That one is fouled off the bat of Nick Hundley. Now, the guy who's kind of getting lost, and that's okay in a telecast. You're kind of reestablishing being home, reminding folks what happened on the road trip. You see instant offense. He's right there. He's being lost already because so far Cole Mentor doing his thing. He's commanding the baseball. He's been where he wants to be, and 6 up, 6 down.
Oh, Darren, he's contributed too. He's got a base hit and a run scored out there.
I've spoken like a true hitter. That was goodness gracious.
He's representing the pitchers.
Popped up, buried a fastball inside. Aaron Hill getting to know his ballpark. Hill just one series as a visitor. It was a couple of years back with Toronto.
Well, there you see the pitch from Cole Mentor comes in on the hands. Hundley not able to draw the barrel through it and flies out to Hill over at second base for the first out of the inning.
Still hear a positive attitude in that Padres dugout, encouraging Logan Forsythe. His first at bat, a changeup. Flutters in there for strike one, 0-1 the count.
Oh, there's still a lot of game left. What the D-backs have to continue to do now is they got to keep pressing now. They can't let up. They can set the tone in this first game for the rest of the series.
Logan ready to go in that 8th slot. A line drive, base hit center field. And so Forsythe reaches, and the San Diego Padres see if they can get one back here. They trail it by a score of 5-0. First hit of the ball game. Here's the pitcher, LeBlanc. 1 sack bunt, 2 of 11 this year for Wade.
Courtesy check over to see if LeBlanc slides his hands up the bat.
There's some baseball talk going on there. It's funny, when Kirk Gibson took this job last year, he kept talking about baseball acumen. He wanted to increase the intelligence and the instincts of his players. Sometimes that's God-given. A lot of it you have to learn. And this bunch, they talk a lot of fun and they talk a lot of junk, and there's all the thing that goes on with a winning ball club, but they talk a lot of baseball.
It gets them to think in the dugout. They're not just looking around, making sure. There you see the play by Cole Mentor over to first. Nice sacrifice bunt there by LeBlanc for the second out of the inning. Just gets them to think about the game. I mean, that's something. The last couple of years, you look into the dugout and guys looked like they were staring out into outer space. They didn't know what was going on. But when you got some guys like, there you see McDonald and guys are talking about baseball, the situations, how we want to do it. This guy needs to learn real quick about a lot of guys in the National League. He's been in the American League his whole career. Montero's going to have to be one of those guys to help lead the way.
The good news is for McDonald, and it's no surprise, he longs to learn. And he has that baseball acumen and those instincts that Kirk Gibson was trying to have his guys pick up on.
Oh, and those guys picked up an extra step coming in here. I mean, they picked up a lot of games in the standings just by leaving Toronto and showing up here in Arizona.
You bet. Aaron Hill in the same boat. Swing and a miss. Good looking changeup. By the way, our APS Energy assist to the game. Speaking of energy, for the new ball players, make your business more efficient with the APS Solutions for Business program and earn valuable rebates. Get in touch, get them plugged into your business. Pick the plan that works best for you. The 1-1. Fastball. Changeup. Fastball. It's the perfect combination for the 25-year-old right-hander that enjoys kind of breaking out of the he's a novelty shell. He's starting to break out of that. He's now a major league rookie successful pitcher that occasionally gets bumped into that rookie of the year talk. Two and two the count.
You know, and I think what's amazing is you look at Cole Mentor out there, and he really has a lot of trust in Blanco behind the plate because he's very rarely has shaken him off tonight. I mean, he's trusting in Blanco. He knows this guy's been around the game. He knows these hitters. He knows strengths and weaknesses. You put him down, big guy, and I'm going to throw him.
Had him dipping down on a sinking fastball, 2-2 the count. It was Miley who really took a step in the right direction. And when you think about Miley, too, he and Cole Mentor pitched together in the minor leagues a bunch. Solid last night. And he got himself into a bunch of trouble. Walking that tightrope, 6 base runners in the first couple of innings. He listened to Miguel Montero. The 2-2 pitch. Down with a changeup. And the inning comes to an end. Will Venable. He also listened to Kirk Gibson. I'll tell you a little bit later what Gibby had to say. It wasn't friendly. And there was a lot of conversation about it between innings. D-backs training staff taking another peek at it. Let's hope it's all right. Blisters are part of pitching, and you just hope they don't impede you going forward.
Well, he's got a 5-run lead. He's like, Skip, I'm going at least 5 here.
And it's been good work so far. Change up, fooled him. Hill gave himself up a bit, so Aaron pops up to his counterpart, Orlando Hudson, a little bit more. We welcome in Jody Jackson. How are you, Jody?
I'm doing great, guys. Talked to Aaron Hill before the game. He said this transition to this team has been very easy. Of course, the obvious thing coming over with an infield mate in John McDonald, but also, of course, as you guys mentioned, that oddity with Ryan Roberts and Lyle Overbay the other day in the infield, where those guys, you know, Overbay not out there tonight and not out there every day, but certainly made it more comfortable. The only thing, and it was similar to when Overbay came over, just working on signs, something that's different with this team. Different teams, of course, all have different signs, and so Matt Williams going a little extra time with him, but otherwise, very smooth transition for Hill.
So just trying to find his way, and thank you, Jody, and fit in. Matt, he handles the defensive signs. He handles the third base signs. He's the signs guy. The 0-1. And dare I say, we need more signs at the ballpark.
We do. You know, Jody touched on a very important thing. You know how you talk about when you get traded, all of a sudden, okay, they call you in, you've been traded, but when they tell you, oh, by the way, there's somebody else on our team going with you to the same spot, it's a little more comforting knowing when you get on that airplane that you're not going somewhere, you're going somewhere unfamiliar, but at the same time, you're taking somebody with you that you feel very comfortable with.
Yeah, that kind of, it's good. It's funny. You're talking about that one. You probably thought that McDonald would be out there too. think Kirk Gibson, there's always a method to his madness. I think he's pulling the Velcro tonight.
You think so?
I think so. Because they were attached, and it's by nature that you are attached when you go into a
those guys
new
are probably
territory.
those guys were sitting on the airplane high-fiving and giving knuckles to each other coming over here to Arizona.
Oh, good to see Xavier Nady in there. He's going to be around a lot of shame what happened when he was hit by the pitch.
See Nady there, and saw Stephen Drew today toting around in the clubhouse.
Is he moving around? Is crutches?
No, he had the little scooter thing with his leg up in the.
Okay.
It's good to see him moving around here.
You start thinking about when you do things in a pennant race, and boy, Diamondbacks fans, I think, very fortunate that this club has done what they have done this year. But you have a veteran general manager, and one guy goes down, and we love you, we miss you, we wish you were here, but we got to get somebody else.
Got to move on.
Talking with someone today that was speaking of McDonald, and a big fan, as a Diamondbacks fan, of what John McDonald brings. And we had the conversation for about 4 minutes, and finally he said, "How is Stephen Drew, by the way?" And that's no offense to Stephen, but fans now are caught up with what's going on. And Stephen did his part to get him until the injury to where they were.
Well, and there's no doubt when you have a championship team or trying to get to the championships and make it to the playoffs, it very rarely do you find, well, you never really find 25 guys that are going to get you there. It's going to take 35, 40 guys. And as you've seen our roster this year, we've had a great mixture of players coming in and out.
Gerardo Parra goes down. Oh, Homer and Henry. Love it. Love when he gets a chance to, hit homers. He's got 20 hits this year, 6 of them homers. On May 16th, he didn't have one. He had 2 homers. It's a fan with the sign. That one runs over the inside corner. Don't forget, every time a Diamondback player hits a homer, I'll hurry with this because Henry's about to homer. Fulton Homes donates $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. High pop up. Folks at home, especially casual baseball fans, maybe just tuning in for the first time. That's not a homer. Moment. We look back on Game 5 of the 0-1 NLCS. Kurt Schilling, Matt Morris, they were dueling. Reggie Sanders leaned on one. He matched J.D. Drew with the homer, but in the bottom of the 9th inning, Matt Williams got his only hit of the series, a leadoff double, runners on the corners. Bob Brenly tried a failed squeeze attempt, but then Tony Womack was there to pick up his manager and his teammates with a liner. Gave the Diamondbacks the series victory. Squeeze attempt, Luis Gonzalez.
That's what we all said, too. I tell you what, though, that whole playoff, that was the game. World Series, everything, that was the game. That was one of the most intense games. Going up against Matt Morris and Kurt Schilling, matching zeros for zeros out there.
You could see the energy just in the video, not watching it live, watching it being replayed and edit it down. Squeeze attempt. 1-1 the count to Jason Bartlett. This team, I'm sure, inspired and will be inspired on the 9th, 10th, and 11th. As the pitch is high, 2-1 the count, because truth be told, when Matt Williams and you and Mark Grace heard about the reunion weekend, and when fans heard about it, I'm sure they thought it was going to be great. They still do. That one is lined to right, and it's a base hit, a good approach. Now we're the second time through for Colementor. Our AT&T trivia question: who scored the winning run in the game 5 of the 0-1 NLDS against St. Louis? Who scored that winning run? We'll have the answer for you in the next half inning. Don't forget the reunion weekend, September 9th, 10th, and 11th.
Should be a lot of fun. It'd be great to see a bunch of former teammates out there. Very exciting time for the fans who were very much a part of our team, our championship run.
Pitch is high, changeup never got there. 1-0 the count to Cameron Maben. Now, the first time through, an opponent's OPS against Colementor is .421, dramatically low. Second time through, it doubles, .844. This, if he can get through the second time, it drops back down the third time through the order. When he has struggled, it has been in these situations. And by the way, league average this year, when you talk about OPS, league average is .717, so that .844, a high number the second time through. On base plus slugging percentage.
Well, he can't try to nibble now. He needs to just try to go right after these guys.
Outside. 3-0 the count, and the nibbling, that's what got Wade LeBlanc in trouble early, isn't it?
It sure is. He was missing his location, leaving balls out there. Got a couple balls hit hard on him, and then you start trying to pitch away from contact.
I think Josh is in the right place. Pitch count's more than fine. In his last 3 starts, he's gone 20 2/3 innings, has a 2.18 ERA, and opponents have hit just .213 against Colementor. The key in those 3 starts has been the innings logged, and you see that 20 2/3 there. And that's against Atlanta and Philadelphia, and 2 of those on the road. Beat him with a fastball. Good pitch. He came back on the attack, and he said, look, hit it if you can.
Yeah, a lot of times the hitters start to outthink the pitchers up there, and they start looking in and out. And a great person to mold yourself after was Tony Gwynn. Pitchers would try to pitch him in, out, in. The ones that really got Tony Gwynn out were usually the ones right down the middle, because he can handle the other pitches.
So now Jesus Guzman, and don't you know he wants to get something going offensively. The San Diego first baseman that cost his team what turns out to be a distancing run. When you move beyond grand slam, kind of a sinking feeling. Well, it was a throw across the diamond on a ground ball to third, and it was just dropped. It was knee high right there, so he'd love to get it going, and he's got the numbers to back it up right now. Guzman spent the first part of his summer in Arizona playing for Tucson. He hit .332 in Tucson. Golly, it's just been a breath of fresh air for the San Diego Padres. Pitch is high. You're talking about Tony Gwynn. And what a unique approach he had. There's Tony at the retirement ceremony. Steve Garvey there. Or Trevor Hoffman's number 51. Deservedly retired by the San Diego Padres.
There's no doubt when you can bring out Hall of Famers like Tony Gwynn out to your event, you know you've reached a milestone. And what a phenomenal person and pitcher Trevor Hoffman was for the San Diego Padres.
Had a chance to spend an evening with him a couple of weeks back. His brother Glenn Hoffman. What a baseball family. Father spent his career dedicated it to the United States Marines. And then in his retirement worked as an usher at Angels games. Glenn and Trevor Hoffman's dad taught him the game, and by the way was so talented with his voice that if the national anthem singer would not arrive or get stuck in LA traffic, Southern California traffic, it was Trevor and Glenn's dad that would pinch hit and sing the national anthem. So he's been around baseball, both these guys, their whole lives. I have to think, and I'd love your thoughts, that Cole Mentor at times has to be a bad word in the other dugout. Because you see pitches that you think you should be hitting.
Yeah, these are the type of pitchers that you go in at the end of the day and you're sitting on an 0 for 3, and it's what we call a comfortable 0 for 3 because he didn't really blow the ball by you, but you weren't able to square a ball up and hit it well.
Just thought that a moment ago with Guzman fouling that pitch off.
Well, he frustrates you.
Runner goes, change up. That one is strike 3. Missed a call. Henry hopped up in front of my shot. It looked like a strike, though, and he called it a strike. Good call. Stolen base. Playing across below the knees right there.
It was. Bartlett was going on the pitch on a 3-2 count. Henry couldn't hold on to it. Slipped out of his hand. Bartlett gets a stolen base.
.23 this season. Orlando Hudson takes a fastball, belt high, but called a ball. 1-0 the count. Change up, didn't finish it, so the count 2-0 as Cole Mentor will rub that baseball up and get right back to work.
Blanco doing a little bit of coaching when he goes out there to throw the ball back out to Cole Mentor. Tell him to get his shoulder in there and get it down. Get hurt, leap ups up in the zone.
He has had 3 3-0 counts. He didn't get there that time. All of them have ended it out. You know, it's a funny thing about this young man being a strike thrower. In his time in the major leagues, 16 times he's reached 3-0. 124 times he's reached 0-2. I think strikes are important. I mean, they have to be quality.
And if you're a manager, you'd love to hear those numbers.
Look out, Orlando. Get those elbows out of the way.
And he's not an overpowering guy, so he pitches a lot to contact. Fortunately for the Diamondbacks, the contact that these guys get, a lot of them don't square him up because of the fact that he's very deceiving and deceptive when he throws the ball.
Pops that one foul, and that one a souvenir up into the seats again. Full count, 2 outs.
Nice catch right there by the gentleman.
It's good to see some tight spaces down there. Some folks getting to know their neighbors, not having to reach a couple of rows over. The 3-2. That's a chopper, and it's a foul ball. And you know what I like to say, Gonzo? You could be sitting right there in a dugout suite. You could be sitting up there by the air conditioning vents. It doesn't matter. I mean, way up there. There are no bad seats in a pennant race.
There are none. And we'd hate for the fans to say they wish they were there. So get your tickets now. This team's been playing really good baseball and making that push to get into postseason play. Love to have you guys out here.
3-2. He's putting in a bat on it.
Mark Grant showing the wrong ball.
No, they dropped it. He's got a Hall of Fame announcer and Dick Enberg next to him. And Mark Grant, look at him. Look at Mark.
He goes for the ball switch here. That ball fell out of the booth and
broken monitor, by the way. 3-2, the count, long at bat. Bouncing ball to the right side. That time, Coleman won the battle. Won it, an 8-pitch at bat, 5-0. Gonzalez, Jody Jackson, Darren Sutton, and you. Yeah, you bet in it for the pennant. And as we said earlier, there are no bad seats in a pennant race. That is wonderful. Youngsters, too. I love that. We have seen a ballpark full of youngsters tonight, and that, I think, makes me most excited. In 2-0, the count as that one runs inside. Look at that. Tell me that doesn't make you feel young again.
In it for the pennant.
The 2-0 to Coleman. 2-1 the count. They've been back to school for a couple of weeks here in Arizona. A unique region to say the least with the heat out there, but school is on when sometimes it's the hottest. Coleman to try to put the heat on the infield, but a nice play made by Logan Forsythe with a pitcher running. Let's answer our AT&T trivia question. Always tying into our reunion weekend, the 9th, 10th, and 11th. Who scored the winning run in Game 5 of the 01 NLDS? Now, you're thinking pinch runner there, right? That's a pinch runner.
Danny
for Greg Colburn.
Great slide, too, at the plate. Very dramatic head-first slide. Don't recommend that to young kids.
Sure, sure.
But when the game's on the line, you're trying to get to that World Series. You do what you got to do.
Very good question. I wonder how many of you got that right. Here's Willie Bloomquist. Pitches outside, 1-0 the count. The 9th, 10th, and 11th. See you over that weekend. Also, think ahead for when the Giants come to town as part of that 9-game homestand. Diving attempt there and a great play by Forsythe. Tough break for Bloomquist. He hit it hard. Really squared that one up.
Where you see a nice swing by Bloomquist, and Forsythe just kind of lays out for it right there. That's all he had to do. Line drive right to his left. Well, you know, as a third baseman or a left fielder, when you got a soft throwing left-hander, it's not going to blow balls by you. You're going to get a lot of work today. Banks did early in this ball game, and now Forsythe here in the 4th inning has had the last 2 balls hit at him.
Curveball in there for strike 1. Outfielders, infielders staying very busy. 5-0 Arizona leads it. Into the dirt it goes. By the way, they are in the bottom half of inning number 3 in San Francisco. It's a scoreless ball game. The San Francisco Giants and the Houston Astros. We'll keep an eye on that ball game tonight.
Oh, and Darren, I could promise you they know the score of this ball game. Those fans are very knowledgeable over there. They've been having a string of sellouts following their ball club, so they know exactly what's going on here in Arizona.
The 2-1. Line drive, base hit, center field, Ryan Roberts. He's been on twice tonight. And Roberts a far superior hitter this year when he's facing a left-hander.
Here you see the load by Roberts. Nice swing. Takes it right back up the middle. There you see the Tatman phase. The craze.
And for some, it's just a phase. Another good-looking sign at the ballpark. I'm kind of calling for it now. Be creative. Support your club. Those youngsters up there, that's my sign of the night so far. In it for the pennant. Best seats in the house because they're having fun. Upton takes high. By the way, Ryan Roberts again with that base hit. If Jeff Blum's healthy, we've told you the story. He doesn't make the opening day roster. He's had a career high so far, and he's got a month left in games and hits, extra base hits, RBIs, on base plus slug to this point. Career year for him.
Well, not only that, but I think it just proves now that he's a bona fide major leaguer. I mean, here's a guy who was on the cusp, AAA, big leagues, came up, did a good job, went back down, and now he's just showed that he's stuck up here. And I think there's a lot of other teams that have taken notice in this guy.
Pitch is high, 2-0 the count to Justin Upton. Upton got caught trying to pull a changeup. It was one of the better pitches of the night thrown by this left-hander. Tried to pull it, grounded it out. Hustled hard up the line, but was thrown out. 2-0 the count. Change up. 2-1.
Oh, and there he trying to get out in front, looking for a heater, and he got a change up over the outer half.
Upton hits .359 this year at Chase Field. Runner goes, pitches high, throw down, stolen base, Ryan Roberts. Four stolen bases tonight for the Diamondbacks without being caught.
Well, I tell you, he got a fantastic jump right there. There's not much that Hundley can do behind the plate when you get jumps like that. And here's where Upton has to be patient. You know you're not going to get a pitch right down the middle. You got a 3-1 count. You might want to look for something down and away.
Now that RBI is there for you, as you said.
You got 2 outs. You got to rely on the Chris Young behind you. You know that they're not just going to throw it down the middle unless LeBlanc misses his spot. We're going to set up away again.
3-2, not interested.
Well, you got it. You give him that one because that was just a good pitcher's pitch right there. He's going to go out there again. He ain't going to come right after you.
But you know what? So is a line drive back to the box. Let's not put too much pressure on it. A line, you know, just a 3-hopper right past the pitcher's mound. That's kind of sexy, isn't it? That's an RBI. I love the homers. I like the signs, though. That's where he's playing along very nicely. 5-0 Arizona leads it. Outside, there's his walk. He has not been walking much at all. I mean, at all. And he just better get used to this, huh?
Oh, there's no doubt. And like we said earlier in the telecast, when you get into September, this is the guy right here, Justin Upton, that is penciled in and circled as the guy not to let beat you. And it's no secret. He's the guy. He's the man on the team. He's driven in the most runs, has the most home runs. You cannot let Justin Upton beat you.
Big swing, fouled it off. If there is protection behind, as you say, then there will be a little bit more attack on Justin Upton. How about this?
Well, that one will ring your bell right there. Well, Hundley's had a tough night already behind the plate. Got a couple stolen bases on him. Hit a bat, trying to make a throw to third. Hit Goldschmidt in the thigh, trying to steal second. And then he just took one in the chops.
Bouncing ball, gobbled up, hard hit ball. And a nice play made over there at third by Logan Forsythe. The Diamondbacks hoping to add on. Don't do so yet. There he is. The walk's pretty sexy, too, you know. Which team has the easier schedule the rest of the way? Of course, you think the Arizona Diamondbacks do. Luis Gonzalez will tell you step lightly in that thought. Just don't. The veteran in him is kind of giving us some guidance as us young pennant race folks. Just don't think really anything is easy. I think that's what I'm hearing you saying.
Yeah, you got to take every game like it's your last one. You got to go out there and just try to play hard. You peek up there at the board and see what the Giants are doing, but you still got to go out there and win games.
And again, here's the thing. There's a couple of pitchers. Josh Colmenter, he is working out there. Colmenter, he pitches well at home. Kennedy pitches well at home. Saunders is a different pitcher at home. He struggles. Hitters love hitting here. So you keep making your pitches, and again, 15 of the next 18 games at home for the Giants, plus 500 teams.
The thing that I do like, the last 9 games are at home for the Diamondbacks.
Now you're right, the last 9 at home. Those 500 games that they play teams above 500, they're each other. That's who it is. 6 Arizona against San Francisco, 6 San Francisco against Arizona. That's it.
But you got to remember now, those last 9 at home were playing the Dodgers. They got a young kid over there by Kershaw.
Yes.
You got a guy in the MVP race, Matt Kemp. Those aren't sleepers now. Even though they're not sitting at the top of the division, those guys are going to come in here and try to knock us out. Believe me, they're in our division. They know they want to try to knock these Astros out, or the Diamondbacks out of the race.
Now you were sitting chirping at dinner a bit too, saying don't sleep on the Colorado Rockies. Not everyone was buying what you were saying.
Well, they've had a history the last couple of years of coming back late in September. There's a lot of magical things that happen in Colorado. I love what we're doing here in Arizona, but we got to keep pushing.
The 2-1. Bouncing ball. Roberts pops right back up. What a play by Ryan Roberts.
Boy, what a fantastic play. Backhand down the line. Roberts just comes up quickly and throws him out at first.
Chaz Roberts air conditioning, cool play. This to me is the key right here. Great play getting there. But holy smokes, you bet, Josh Colmenter. Curveball, he's shown it, probably thrown 3 or 4.
Well, he regrouped and set his feet real quick and made a nice throw across the diamond.
One and one the count. You know, you're talking about the Dodgers, that last 9-game homestand. Pittsburgh for 3, San Francisco for 3, and then the Dodgers for 3 to end the season on September the 28th. The 1-1. Change up, it is fouled off. You probably need to. This is just maybe the dad in me giving just kind of safe advice. You probably need to go ahead and buy tickets to every game, because you just never know when they'll clinch the 1-2. I mean, how about something like the clinch pack? You just get a ticket to every game in that 9-game homestand. The 2-2. I mean, you're kind of an important guy around here. I mean, can you make that happen maybe? Or
well, to be honest with you, I'd like to see the fans out here from here on out.
Okay,
that'd be nice.
I understand. By the way, you do need to make your plans on that Giants series ahead of time.
Oh, there's no doubt that's going to be an electric series.
But so wait a minute. I'm not going to let the very powerful Luis Gonzalez slip by here, because I think maybe we could get some sort of clinch pack together. Maybe, slice a buck here, or a slice a buck there off, a price of something. I don't know.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I'm not able to make those decisions, but I'll speak with the higher ups and see what we can do.
Well, they'll listen to you. They don't even listen to me when the volume's up on their television set. They'll listen to you. Stay tuned, folks. The clinch pack. It's in the works. All right. Now I'm excited. I feel like I've contributed this year. We'll see you folks next year. Line drive into right center field. Toward the gap it goes. Young over. Cuts it off very nicely. Right back into the cutoff man.
Well, there you see a nice swing inside out, going the other way, Forsythe getting the pitch on the outer half and just shooting it to the right center field. See Colmenter a little disgusted where the location was on that pitch.
Well, somebody's having a good night. That's a couple of hits tonight for Logan Forsythe. Pinch hitting now is Aaron Cunningham. Cunningham spent a portion of his season as well in AAA Tucson. And hello to all of our Tucson viewers. I trust you're enjoying this pennant race as much as all of us traveling around the country with the Diamondbacks. Hello to our Flagstaff viewers as well. Folks watching in New Mexico, glad to have you with us. Also in parts of Utah. Swing and a miss. 0-2 the count.
And Cole Mentor just getting over 80 pitches in the ball game. 81 now. Continues to look strong against this Padres team.
The 0-2. Just off the plate. A homer and 6 RBIs, 4 doubles for Cunningham. A moment of hush around the ballpark right now. That one is fouled off. By the way, don't forget it won't be quiet when college football is back on Fox Sports Arizona. September the 1st, it's ASU UC Davis, 6:30. Pregame show brought to you by Taco Bell. Saturday, Intrastate Battle, Tucson. The Wildcats go toe-to-toe with NAU, the Lumberjacks at 7. ASU, U of A, NAU college football. Only on Fox Sports Arizona. Change up, he wouldn't bite.
Well, Cunningham's done a nice job right here battling back into the count.
Aaron, initially a Chicago White Sox, 6th round pick back in 2005. Grinding through this at bat and pops it up into very shallow right center field. It's a base hit between the 3. Well, he earned that one, didn't he? Aaron Cunningham just keep battling and battling, as you were talking about. Fought his way on. Nice job.
Yeah, he did. And how important was that play that Roberts made earlier with Hundley? Nice piece of hitting, kept fouling pitches off and got one out there. Just enough to hit it in the triangle between the second baseman, the center fielder, and right fielder.
Young man out of Everett Community College in Everett, Washington, Cunningham. Right back into the cutoff man by Justin Upton. So the runner remains at first. Pitches outside. I think a younger Justin Upton trying to help his pitcher out, help his team out. Come up gunning, trying to throw that ball to third when there wasn't a play. And a lot of times in years past, you'd have a runner on second and third because of that.
No doubt. You're exactly right, Darren. I think now he's learned how to kind of tone it down. And he's still learning out there. I mean, he's got a lot of errors for a right fielder. And that's definitely a question mark for Justin Upton. He's going to have to get better out there or try to switch positions and possibly go to left field.
Eric Young has continued to do work, a ton of work on him. 1-1 is the count. The 1-1. Chop, foul, and Dave Roberts over there. Good base stealer back when he played. You know, Upton's getting to the point, too. A guy like Justin Upton, Miguel Montero, Chris Young. They're not veterans with their knees creaking veterans, but they're not young players anymore. I mean, when you've been playing baseball, you have a chance of playing in your second postseason. You're talking about your 5th year in the big leagues. You're closer to a veteran than being a rookie. The 1-2. Fouled back to the screen. Now, veterans will tell you they learn something new every day, too, though.
Well, every day is a new experience up here in the major leagues. Different plays, different events going on.
I mean, like Lyle, you saw Lyle a moment ago, he's just old. We love Lyle Overbay. What a good young man. I can still call him a kid. Fooled him with a changeup. Boy, he made a pitch, didn't he, with a couple of runners on. Had him out front. Colementor cleans it up. Just enough to right there to the cutoff man. Kind of simple and uneventful when you think about it. To nothing the score. The Diamondbacks on top of the Padres. Youngster Paul Goldschmidt, rookie certainly. Brand new here in the big leagues, getting ready to lead things off. A little bit more on the concept of the rookie and their place, according to Kirk Gibson. We bring Jody back in. Jody?
Well, Darren, it's been a huge part of this team all season long. You look at the guys, 5 rookies on this team that have made major contributions. But Kirk Gibson, in talking about his philosophy on rookies, he gave the example of Paul Goldschmidt. He said, I sat Goldie out a couple of games. He thinks a lot. He's very analytical. He made a conscious effort not to let him get overburdened. He's done that with all of them. He said all will get a chance to fail and succeed. For Goldschmidt, it was an 0 for 15 slide, but we've seen the success. Last night's 2-run homer in the 8th and a career-high 3 RBIs. So it's really been amazing to see so many guys get worked in. Colementor, Patterson, just to name a few, Miley last night, and really contribute.
Well, he's trying to contribute there. Hit it hard, and thank you, Jody, as Goldschmidt hits a screamer right on the screws at the Cameron Maben, who is there to make the play. So Paul is singled, rounded out, and lined out. Ernesto Frieri takes the rock, and he goes to work, an ERA of 3.47 on the season. He's been busy, and he got his first batter out. That will help that first batter efficiency. A ton of inherited runners that have scored too, so that's something he wants to continue to work on. A lot of strikeouts. See, that's 60 and 49 and a third.
Well, he's got a good fastball to reach 87 and 95 miles an hour. He's got that sweeping breaking ball.
Well, look at that old school hat.
Oh, what? It's got the snake on the rattle on top, huh?
Wow.
Never seen one of those.
Aaron Hill hits a high fly ball, deep left field, going back is Blanks. Aaron almost got it. You know, that made him feel good for just a moment. Thought he had knocked it out of here. Tried to open up and handle what looked like a pretty tough fastball in. So Hill is doubled in a run, now popped up and flied out to left. 2 outs for Gerardo Parra. I want to go back to where Jody was. Kirk Gibson says that a lot, doesn't he? I want to give my players, and he knows they'll succeed. I mean, he believes it anyway, and he instills that belief in them, but he says a chance to fail. Gibson very big on being clear that this is a game of failure. It's kind of a realistic point of view, isn't it?
It is, and once they realize that this is a game of failure, they're going to become better players in the long run. You're not going to go up there every time and get a base hit, and this game is not that easy. You've seen so many great players in the minor leagues come up to the major leagues and fail, and then you've seen mediocre guys in the minors come up here and become great major league players.
Good fastball, just ran it right by him.
And I think a lot of times it's because of the fact that these minor league guys that aren't successful down there, they know how to handle, I think, the failure a little bit better. When they get up here, it's magnitude a lot more, and they're able to deal with it a lot better.
Well, he hit his spot with that breaking ball. Fouled off, though. So do it again with an 0-2 count in San Francisco, California. The Houston Astros and the San Francisco Giants. They are battling, and, well, there you have it. The scoreless ball game still. Madison Bumgarner is working for the Giants. A very foggy night down in the China Basin at AT&T Park. Swing and a miss. Inning to an end. Boy, a clean inning by Frieri there. By Fry's. Enroll now for the Fry's Diamondbacks Rewards Program and earn points by buying participating items at Fry's and Kia Motors. To learn more, visit phxkia.com. Number 55 on his back. Josh Colmenter takes the rock again and gets ready to go to work on these Padres, and a changeup just what the doctor ordered. 0-1 the count to Jason Bartlett. Colmenter in his 18 major league starts has worked 6 or more innings in 12 of them. Initially they babysat his innings a bit even when he pitched well. Changeup. 2 dandies in a row.
Well, I tell you, Darren, his last 2 starts and this start right here, if he continues to do that, he may be one of the valuable chips in this Diamondback rotation. I mean, he's pitching fantastic right now, holding opponents down.
Now look at what that fastball does after those 2 flutter ball changeups. CenturyLink high-speed internet, high-speed pitch. Neither one of these guys are going to knock the bat out of your hands.
No, but it's how you pitch with that velocity. And I think Colmenter's done a fantastic job. LeBlanc was all over the place, leaving balls up in the zone. If you throw 88 to 90, you better keep the ball down, because more times than not, those guys are going to be able to hammer it if it's up in the strike zone.
Showed him a curveball there. Not a bad idea. Good time to try it. And into the dirt it goes with the changeup. So the changeup that he throws, we know it's unique because of the arm angle, and it really, I use the word flutter a lot because it almost feels like it dances a bit at the plate. I kind of have confirmation of that on this last road trip. Fastball line, boy, a good piece of hitting. Colementor furious with himself. Slam. That's as much emotion as I've ever seen him show. He's into the battle, and that's fun to see how intense he is.
Oh, and I think Bartlett has a good approach up there. His last 2 times up, he hasn't tried to pull the ball. He's used the middle of the field and gone the other way. Hit a nice stroke to right center his last time up, and there once again stayed to the middle of the field. I think a lot of these guys get in trouble when they're trying to pull the ball for Colementor because they're trying to get way out in front. They end up getting jammed.
Cameron Maben now. You saw Ziegler warming in the bullpen. Just off the plate, 1-0 the count. But Prince Fielder, in talking about Colementor's changeup, said it almost has the effect on my approach as a knuckleball would. I can't get any comfort with it. It really, because it's so far over the top. Thought that was unique. I've had a couple of guys that sit in your chair poo-poo that idea. The 1-0. That one is a strike, 1-1. Until Shane Victorino said the very same thing about it. It's just a unique changeup, and I think part of the uniqueness is how far over the top he comes with that changeup. We're not saying it doesn't rotate. We're not saying it dances like it, but it has. 2 pretty good hitters have shared with me that it kind of has that effect on their swing anyway.
And all you need to be effective is just to throw that hitter off just a tad bit, and it messes up their timing up there at the plate. And hitting is all about rhythm, feeling good at the plate, good balance. And when pitchers throw that off, it disrupts the whole cycle up there of getting hits.
1 ball and 1 strike the count. If Cameron Maben took a token and he put it in a batting machine, and he knew that last pitch was coming, and with the token in the batting machine, he'd have hit it off the back wall of the screen. But that backs up what you're talking about. It's what's in your head. What are you expecting? Curveball, a swing and a miss curveball, and you know I'm fond of that pitch, folks. That was one of the best he's thrown.
Boy, nice pitch right there. Hadn't shown it too much. Bottom drops right out of it. There you see Maben pulling off of it, trying to yank it. Just misses it.
Oh, what's wrong with that?
It's a good pitch. Just something else for these Padres to think about now going to the plate.
That was pitch number 100. It been one of the best pitches of the night. Pulls it toward the hole. Somehow went out and hooked Jesus Guzman. Did a fastball away. Took a fastball that you probably should shoot the other way, but managed to pull it for a base hit.
Boy, he left it up in the strike zone. Here you see Gibby giving the signal for Blanco to go out there and talk to the pitcher a little bit, give his guys some time to warm up. Fans, follow the D-backs with MLB.com @Bat11 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio pitch tracking and video highlights. Even use the @Bat app to order food when you're here at Chase Field. Download @Bat11 now or visit dbacks.com.
Well, he threw a lot of pitches tonight. They were very effective, but he wasn't able to complete 6 innings. Kirk Gibson's going to say this is the end of the night. Or they're going to talk about it for a minute. Let's see. Break it up right away. He's going to go to the bullpen. Colementor very good again tonight, though. fantastic body of work tonight in a pennant race by Josh Coleman.
Yeah, he really did tonight. Is very effective. Fastballs, changeups, and even mixed in a couple curveballs here and there. He did a fantastic job just keeping these Padre hitters off balance.
Love it when you mention the curveball, Gonzo.
He don't throw too many of them, but when he did tonight, it was effective.
It shows it again. Now those that'll face him next, scouting reporters out there, they'll know that he's not afraid to throw it. Bounced to the right side. Brad Ziegler comes to work this season for the Diamondbacks. The inherited runners, that's something that he took a step in the right direction with on the stop in Washington. Brad will tell you, my job is not as much to worry about my ERA, but the ERA of others. And his, and keep this ball game where it's at. Boy, what a play by Hill. A little high flip. Willie unable to turn it. Hill a little bit firm on the flip there, and Willie Bloomquist was caught in between steps, so the inning's not over. Boy, that ball was scalding.
It really was. And Ziegler's, his only drawback is when you're a left-handed hitter, you see that ball very well. Lefties hit very well against him, so he's more effective against the right-handed hitters. But that ball was scalded, like you said, right to the second baseman Hill. Hill was just trying to regroup and get it out of his belly. That ball got on him in a hurry.
You want to get through this inning, go ahead and put this inning in the rear view. You get a guy like this, one big swing of the bat into really turning it into a ball game. Timely hits haven't been there for him. Brad with a 1-0. Bouncer, foul ball up that third base line. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. What we haven't seen yet is the Padres in a situation to run. Orlando Hudson finally running like we thought he could. He's got 17 stolen bases. Outside, 2-1 the count.
Boy, you don't think they're going to try to do it because of the simple fact that they're down 5 runs with one of their big guys at the plate.
Fly ball right, Upton going back, shy of the track. Justin puts it away. That's stranding some runners, Mr. Ziegler. That's how you judge a relief pitcher. Well done. San Diego. It looks pretty kind of textbook when you look at the line score there. There's some funky plays in this ball game. That stolen base attempt, Hundley off the bat of Roberts when he threw it, and that ball Clearly, there was no intent there. Ball was an error. Run scored. Another throw down off the runner sliding. Ball trickles away. Another run scores. Bouncing ball in the back end here. How about this? I mean, this is out number 3, but it's dropped. You reflect and you look at those highlights and you think to yourself, baseball gods have been good to the Diamondbacks tonight. It might be in their favor to add on at some point because they've gotten their timely hits, but not in a while. And then you remember that they've gotten a lot of help from the San Diego Padres. Just some bizarre and funky plays.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Darren. I mean, we've gotten the hits, but the way we've scored the runs are taking advantage of some crazy throws and crazy plays like we've just seen here.
Micah Owings starting to warm in the pen. Sean Burroughs now. We told you that in Washington, Chase Utley had left behind about 3 or 4 of his bats for Sean Burroughs to use. They played together as youngsters in Southern California. He used one when he homered in Washington, D.C. That's a breaking ball. It's over the outside corner. This was Chase Utley's bat that he was using. Kind of sounded like Chase Utley there. That pitch is away.
Let's see if Burroughs can find a lot more of the Chase Utley magic.
Now, he was not last night using Chase's bat because, as he said, quite honestly, and there's probably no one more honest than this man, I forgot it up in the clubhouse. The 1-1 outside. 2-1 the count.
Well, he's a good young man. Very grateful to be back in the major leagues and playing. Kevin Towers giving him a second chance, another opportunity to get back into the majors.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Not only did he get him there, but if that's one of Chase's, then that's broken.
Yeah, that's one less Chase Utley bat around.
Oh boy. We don't know though. That's a Burroughs bat. Yeah, okay. All right. I think he needs to get the Chase Utley bats back. Come on, Sean. Where are the Utley bats? He kind of knows a lot more what he's doing than I do, so have a little fun with him. Inside, 1-0 the count to Willie Bloomquist. The count to Willie. Outside, hey, join Fox Sports Arizona in our support of the Amen Zone Foundation, fighting childhood obesity by bringing a 10-week physical and mental training program into communities. To learn more about the Amen Zone Foundation, visit foxsportsarizona.com. Pumped foul up and into the seats.
Boy, the D-backs got out of the gates in a hurry. They scored 5 runs after the first 2. They've only got 7 hits in the game. They had 6 after 2 innings. Their only other hit came in the 4th inning by Roberts. So the offense has definitely quieted down.
The 2-1. Outside, 3-1 the count to Willie Bloomquist. Now the folks at home kind of feeling the need for an add-on. They certainly want to get to the 6-run taco mark for Taco Bell, but they're ready to add on. That's coming our way. You got it? There it is. I got it.
You got it.
I caught it.
He came over our booth after he made that great play.
I had no chance. It wasn't even coming at me.
I watched the fun. He was kind of like shying away.
I just went away. I ducked behind the TV.
Mark Grant's making fun of us.
He had no chance.
That one is popped foul off to the right side, heading towards the line. Got it into foul territory, so that one is put away.
free area.
Mark Grant.
Got to know your surroundings. Got to know your surroundings.
Absolutely. He's got
I
a
knew
Hall
where that
of
ball
Famer.
was.
A Hall of Famer sitting next to him. Terrible Mark Grant. Arizona will raise to support everyday heroes, police, firefighters, and first responders, others who work selflessly in the community. The ring raffle, they'll be selling tickets during the telecast on August the 30th. The same ring that the players wear. You'll receive a special 2001 World Series print autographed by Gracie and Matty, J. Bell, and Luis Gonzalez as part of purchasing those raffle tickets. If you purchase at least $50 worth. I mean, the real deal. You get the one just like it. That's kind of an earned thing.
Yeah, what a conversation piece to have if you're that lucky fan that ends up winning the World Series ring. It's not a B ring, it's the actual A ring that the same players have.
That's Luis Gonzalez. That's your ring, correct?
Yes, it is.
So how much of those?
Well, I think they're valued at over $10,000, but
Where's that copy there? I need to see tickets. See, I wasn't here back then, so I'm buying some raffle tickets.
When you own it, it's priceless.
I'm buying some raffle tickets. Micah Owings goes to work. As that one is outside, 1-2 the count. Yep, I'm buying some. I'm going to win it. Am I eligible? I'm eligible, I'm told. Either way, I'll feel more than glad to throw some money the way of our first responders and those that keep us safe. Ryan Roberts. How about that? How about that play that Paul Goldschmidt just made? Roberts got a little bit ahead of himself that time. He's thankful that Goldschmidt over there to bail him out.
Boy, nice play right there by Roberts, going far to his left. Spin throw again. Just struggled a little bit getting out of his glove. Nice pickup by Goldschmidt. It's going to go down as a base hit.
Come on now, Ryan. He saved your bacon over there. There you go.
And Hundley's running down the line because Roberts made a great play on him his last at bat.
So the Diamondbacks bullpen, Micah going to work front and center out of that bullpen, collectively a 3.69 ERA, 3.69 with 31 home runs allowed. Just remember those two numbers. If you want to know some differences, how about that?
What a difference a year makes.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable difference. And that 3.69 by no means does that make the Diamondbacks bullpen one of the best in the National League. They're more to the middle of the pack. But baby steps, folks. Baby steps.
Well, that 3.69 has put us into first place.
That's exactly right. That was what he said. I've got to get this bullpen better. Outside. 2-2 the count. Line drive, Hill. Can he recover? My goodness! What a play by Aaron Hill. He has not had easy chances at all tonight.
Boy, he's had a couple bullets hit at him tonight, and that was a fantastic play. Not only the fact that he stopped the ball, but the fact that he recuperated quick enough to get the runner out at second, the lead runner. There you see the play. Gets it on a short hop, makes a nice play to second.
And a great recovery there. Yeah, we've seen the glove of Hill. He charged and made a couple of fabulous plays on slow rollers in Washington last night. Andy Perino goes to work. Andy in his major league debut now. He had a fine year in AAA Tucson. I mean, a whale of a year. Oh, and 1 the count.
You got to think he's got a little bit of butterflies going.
Beyond that, huh? The 0-1. One and 1 the count. Owings. Trying to keep things settled against Perino.
See if he can get a ground ball right here in the infield.
Inside, very comfortable. Just moving out of the way. That's it. It kind of puts you in your plate, though. This is the guy that you talked about. Not extensive scouting reports available.
Don't know much about him. Guys scrambling in the dugout. Hey, anybody know this guy? Calling the AAA manager, trying to get a report as quick as possible.
He's a great story. He was a 26th round draft pick. So he has had to earn everything he has gotten. Played his college ball at Lemoyne in Syracuse, New York. And scouts down below. Fouls it off, and certainly conversation on Perino in his major league debut. Brockport, New York is where he was born back on Halloween 1985. And I would imagine there are a lot of people up back east, family and friends, at 5 minutes to midnight watching this major league debut. Ouch. So he will continue to put a solid at bat. Kind of an organizational player, isn't that right, Gonzo?
Yeah, he really is. His scouting report was he knows the strike zone and gives you a good at bat. As you can see right here, he's battled into a 3-2 count. 24-year-old backup middle infielder.
He's putting in a bat on him.
Continues to fight good pitches off. He's getting pitches up in the strike zone.
Three and 2 the count to Andy Perino. High fly ball, pretty well struck. So those butterflies are gone. He put a nice at bat on him. But he is erased. All right, let's talk about our good friends and partners with Kachinko and Gila River Casinos. Find out and learn exactly what it all means right here at Chase Field. Go to the interactive kiosk near section 111 during regular season home games. Gila River Casinos. Two outs in the inning. That pitch sails up and away to Will Venable.
Boy, Venable's a guy that likes the ball up in the strike zone away. He can drive that ball to left field if he gets it up and out there. Got to keep the ball down.
2-0 the count.
Sneaky power with this guy.
And Mike has done a little bit of everything, Mike Owings. He's started key games, relieved in key games, been the middleman, been the mop-up man. He's been a team pitcher. 2-0. They didn't let him get his hands extended that time. Will, a great story. Played college basketball at Princeton, where he also played his college baseball as well. You might remember Max Venable, who played a dozen years in the major leagues. That's Dad. On 2-1. Hit hard and into right field. It's a base hit. So with two outs, a couple of runners on, Will Venable with a base hit. And so now Jason Bartlett.
Here you see a nice level swing through the zone, able to hit it in the what we call the 4-hole between first and second base.
Charles Nagy had to have a conversation with Mike Owings. That gets Shaw hot in the pen. He threw some cut fastballs on that series in Washington like I've never seen. I can't recall seeing many 95-mile-an-hour cut fastballs ever. Got himself into a jam and got right out of it. All right, little mini jam here, trying to keep it at a shutout. Padres have actually now out-hit the Diamondbacks. 8-7 in that column.
And really, if you think about it, the Padres as of late have been able to sprinkle hits out there. They just haven't been able to come up with a big hit.
The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. Bartlett out of the University of Oklahoma.
And Bartlett's been the guy who's actually swung the bat the best for this Padres team tonight. He's got 2 hits already on the night.
The 0-2. Protecting. Keeps it alive on a good pitch away. That elbow too far underneath the pitch, so 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Arizona pitched on the trip to a 3.43 ERA. They hit below 200. So it was pitching that did the job. Michael says, I've got it. I'm fine. Uh-oh, nice job. Staying on that bag, keeping things clean over there. Paul Goldschmidt. Shutout still intact.
Live presented by CenturyLink, coming up right after the game. Todd Walsh, Joe Borowski, and Joe. You had something you wanted to see at the start of this game. You talked about it on the pregame show. Go ahead, brag. You got it, didn't you?
Todd, I can't stress enough the importance of momentum in baseball. Diamondbacks were able to carry that momentum over from Washington yesterday into the first inning, score 4 runs. And it's not always how hard you hit the ball, Todd, but where you hit the ball. I'll break down that first inning and show you exactly how the Diamondbacks were able to score 4 with perfect placement.
The philosopher, Joe Borowski, guys. We'll see you right after the game.
I'm looking forward to that. Good stuff, guys. We'll talk baseball with you on our post-game show tonight. Always good stuff. That starting pitching helps momentum, too. Josh Colmenter. Like a goalie in hockey, your momentum can be spoiled by a goalie who has an open gate or a pitcher who can't get anybody out, and that wasn't the case for Colmenter. Anthony Bass now. Swing, no. Locks him up with a breaking ball. 0-1 the count. Good bender in there. He's pitching down in Double-A. And Bass has that one up into the seats. It goes, a souvenir. If you're just joining us tonight, Padres have 8 hits in this ball game. They've been able to get to the Diamondbacks, who have bended and bent but not broken. The Diamondbacks scored all 5 of their runs in the first 2 innings. Joe Borowski was talking about that placement. There was also some poor defense as well. Arizona being helped a bit tonight, but that's okay. Outside from Bass.
Well, I tell you, you look at the Padres bullpen, they always seem to have great arms over there, and it's a credit to the guy who's actually the general manager here with our ball club, and Kevin Towers. He's been able to find a lot of these young guys and develop them in.
Ryan Roberts. He's been on 3 times tonight. He has singled twice, stolen a base. He has also walked.
Well, here you see the pitch from Bass, and Roberts just kind of stays inside of it and shoots it out to right field. Nice piece of hitting. Well, I tell you what, when Roberts gets hot at the plate, he creates a lot of havoc out there, running around the base paths, getting on base. He's been a very valuable player for these Diamondbacks this year.
Yeah, he really has. He's kind of a guy that you didn't think you'd expect. Look, he's a winning player. We know that. I mean, Roberts, when Arizona wins, he contributes. 297 is his average. And when he struggles, well, they need him. He hits 205 in losses. And Upton just as much that way. Justin, it's 326 in Arizona victories, 260 in their losses.
Well, this is what makes Justin Upton a better hitter, because Roberts is at first. You got a guy that can run the bases. The pitcher's worried about him. So now you hope that Bass makes a mistake and leaves something out over the zone.
Swing and a miss now. Bass, born and raised in the great state of Michigan. Was born in Dearborn and pitched at Trenton High School. If you paid pretty close attention this year, that is the same high school that produced J.J. Putz. Diamondbacks closer. Ended up pitching in a program there in Michigan, Wayne State in Michigan. J.J. knows who he is. Very, very well of who he is. The 1-1. Hard ground ball, base hit left field. Upton's been on 3 times tonight. He's walked, he has doubled and scored, and he has singled now. That was pretty.
Upton gets a nice pitch over the outer half of the plate. Nice swing. Nice level swing through the zone. Well, I tell you, when he hits the ball, he hits it hard.
Those hard ground balls. I remember after broadcasting for about 4 or 5 years in the big league, started noticing guys that hit harder ground balls than others. When Ichiro first got here to the big league, stunned with how hard his ground balls were. Upton doing that more and more. Swing and a miss. 0-1 the count. Bass, by the way, at one point in high school struck out 19 batters in a game for Trenton High School, breaking the school record that was held by JJ. Pops that one back our way. Boy, they are just peppering the broadcast booths tonight.
Boy, you know what? For me tonight, I'm flanked with all pitchers up here.
What are you saying?
You were a former pitcher. I got Mudcat Grant next door. I got Candiotti. Looked like Leo was ducking up there in the broadcast booth, in the radio booth.
Leo, the producer, back row there. Leo Gilmartin. Leo 2. Swing and a miss, and a breaking ball away.
It looked like that swing right there might have hurt Chris Young. He's flinching a little bit on his hand. Watch this swing right here. He just kind of lets go of the bat. He shakes his left wrist. That's not a good feeling right there. I'm sure the trainers are going to take a look at him. I'd be surprised if they run him back out there with the score being 5-0. He just drops the bat. He had no feeling, looks like, in that left wrist.
Thought another one was coming back our way. 0-1 the count. Nice. That is wonderful. Love to see you fans embracing this club. Roberts. He did that on his own. He had Bass uncomfortable bouncing around. He loves being that gnat just buzzing around your face. He just loves it. Paul Goldschmidt straight away center field. Did he get it? He did not. As a matter of fact, he got it. A fabulous play out there by Cameron Maben. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Spider-Man on that wall.
Man, what a fantastic play there by Cameron Maben. Just getting back to the wall alone and knowing that you're going to make contact with it and coming up with a play. Nice play. Don't be surprised if you don't see that one showing up on one of the broadcasts tonight.
I think to take it a step further, you know, you saw him as a youngster. He was your teammate. I think don't be surprised if some days he continues to develop. That glove he has on his hand right now, he may have a golden one on a shelf.
There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. He's already made strides offensively. His defense has been phenomenal.
Matt Williams keeps an eye on Ryan Roberts. Breaking ball frozen. Bass dumps a couple of good ones in there. Right over Matty's shoulder there with his perspective. Aaron Zorney plated a run tonight as a Diamondback. Drove in a run. He did that back in the first inning. There's a couple more out there. He popped up to second, flied to left as well. Took a ball to the wall out there in left field. Pitch is outside on 0-2.
Boy, not to go unnoticed on that play with Maben, but Goldschmidt has hit some pretty good balls to center field. If you can recall back in Atlanta, Michael Bourne made a fantastic play on him in right center. So he's ending up on a lot of Sports Center or MLB Network plays, but not on the side that you want to be on.
1-2 the count. Bouncing ball, ranging to his left is Bartlett. He will flip, and he will end it. But what a play in center field by Cameron Maben. Incredible. And pitchers appreciate this effort more than you can imagine. The Arizona Diamondbacks holding tight to a comfortable lead so far. That's what's going on, by the way. The San Francisco Giants clinging to a 1-run lead on top of the Houston Astros. That game now in the bottom of the 7th inning. By the way, which team has the easier schedule? We've continued to talk with you through our Kia Motors text poll. You keep thinking the Diamondbacks do, and Gonzo keeps warning you. Just be careful. He loves your participation. I mean, he loves that part of it. Just be careful, he's saying. Brian Shaw comes on for the 21st time this year. Now a little curveball. Doesn't throw many of those. That's a good wrinkle.
Just got to keep going out there and playing hard, Sut. Playing hard. Keep grinding.
Well, I know that man in the dugout and his staff, and some of the veteran players, too, the teammates, won't let anybody slip. Nice play out there by Ryan Roberts. Maben can fly. Shown a couple of really good curveballs there. Shaw, it's usually cut fastball. Two good curveballs. Here's Jesus Guzman. So, same two teams tomorrow night. Maben was frustrated that he chased after that bender. He might have thought it hung up there a little bit. Tomorrow night's Joe Saunders against Aaron Harang. Harang, he had the 12 victories this year. So he's had a very nice year, 3.9 ERA. They have similar ERAs. And then Sunday, it's Ian Kennedy against Corey Lubke. That one is outside. Lubke and Kennedy will have that one for you. That's a good one on Sunday. Broken bat. Guzman, Justin with the slide. He got it. Justin Upton holds on to the baseball. going to replace his divot out there, but a nice play by the Diamondbacks right fielder.
A really nice play by Upton. There you see, usually you trust a swing, but it was hit off the end of the bat. Justin making a nice play right there. Staying with the ball. With the concentration.
So a couple of quick outs here in the top half of inning number 8.
We've seen a couple gems here made in these last couple innings.
Stop it and hold Hudson right there. One hop back in the second. Nice play by Parra. So Orlando Hudson, his first hit of the night.
We see Blanco setting up away. Shaw throws it out there and Hudson just slaps it to left field. Where Orlando never lost for words out there on the field. And always having fun.
Paul Goldschmidt being sucked into the Orlando trap. Hey, I think he responded to one word Hudson said, and he's done now.
That's all you can get in with Orlando, one word.
Pitches outside, 1-0 the count to Kyle Blanks.
He's still talking. I don't think anybody's listening. I think he might still be talking to himself. He was a great teammate.
Energy.
Good guy to have around the clubhouse.
Energy and optimism. Pitches outside, 2-0 the count.
See, there he goes. I don't think he can go 30 seconds without talking.
I guarantee you what he's talking about. He's praising him for his long home runs. Man, I've seen those home runs you're hitting. Because he made Paul smile big. Swing and a miss, 2-1 the count. That's great. Look at Paul. Paul keeping one eye on the pitcher, one eye on his manager who's watching him from the dugout. He's not big on chatting with the opposing team. 2-2 the count. But the part of it is Kirk Gibson was the bench coach for Orlando Hudson. And he knows you can't avoid at first base a conversation. So he won't hold the rookie on this one.
No, and I know in Orlando, if you look at Orlando, he'll talk to you. So
the 2-2. Beat him with that one away. Goldschmidt racing after like he had a sure beat on it. You love that effort.
We'll see Orlando now. He'll give Goldschmidt an earful about the foul ball. Let's see.
Talking to Dave Roberts for a moment, his coach. No, now he's back with Paul.
There it is.
Look at that smile. It's great to see him smile every time.
And Goldschmidt hadn't gotten a word in yet. He might have just said yeah one time and that's it.
The 2-2. Just got a piece of it, fouled it off of Henry Blanco.
It's almost like a breaking ball didn't break right there.
High fly ball left field, dipped under the breaking ball. He puts it away. Orlando, you got to find someone else to talk to now. 5-0 is the score. captain of that pen. And as part of our Geico quote, Bell, placed on waivers, eventually pulled back when the deal wasn't worked out with the San Francisco Giants. He's just fine with that. Let's listen. He's enjoying staying in San Diego.
People like me. They really do. So, just a lot of hard work starting to pay off, I guess. And, I'm blessed and happy and, that a lot of teams want me. But at the end of the day, I'm close to my kids and my wife and family. So, I'm happy I'm still a Padre.
That is our Geico quote. And who can blame him for liking him? He's a very likable guy. As that one is the former Brewers left-hander Thatcher firing strike one. 0-1 the count.
Well, I'll tell you one guy who didn't like him. That's Grant, our grounds crew guy, when he came in the All-Star game and put that big, huge divot out in the middle of the field when he came sliding in.
He didn't like that, did he?
No, I don't think so. And I think Grant got about 100 texts right after that happened.
Wow. Gerardo Parra, thanks for coming.
Boy, Thatch is one of those guys that goes right after those left-handed hitters. Got that little sweeping breaking ball and fastball, and kind of deceptive. Comes there, you see the breaking ball up and away.
All right, here we go. It's time for Homer and Henry here, and not on that pitch. We are already in Henry's fourth plate appearance, and he hasn't homered yet.
Maybe we'll get something out over the plate right here.
No, not that one. 2-0 the count for the well-traveled, well-respected veteran catcher. He took a shot at it, but he popped it up, dipped underneath it. Orlando Hudson makes the play for the second out of the inning. So now Colin Cowgill. What's the kind of unofficial scouting report on Thatcher? Because that looks like that'd be tough to handle, that low arm angle.
He is. He's kind of a setup guy for lefties. I mean, he's very tough and deceptive, just as Cole Mentor is for right-handers coming over the top and hiding the ball. Thatcher drops down a little bit. A lot tougher on lefties and tries to get in there on them righties. It almost like it sweeps around the back end of the plate.
The 1-0.
You know, a lot of times for these left-handed pitchers, they don't throw in the high 90s. They just keep it in the mid 80s, mid to upper 80s. But how they get guys out and they're effective is because of their deceptive motion, dropping down, throwing sidearm. That's what keeps all these left-handed guys around the game for a long time.
That was a perfect shot of Joe Pa just a moment ago. Joe Patterson.
Joe Patterson's another guy. If he stays healthy, he'll be around this game for a long time.
The 2-1. Swing right through it. 2-2 the count to Colin Cowgill.
85 miles an hour, elevated it up in the strike zone, but it looks like it gets on you a little bit quicker.
Same two teams tomorrow night. First pitch 5-10 outside. Joe Saunders against Aaron Harang. Come on down. Chris Young bobblehead night. Joe will look to edge closer to double-digit victories. Cowgill goes down on strikes. 1, 2, 3 go the Diamondbacks, and from one side-wheeling lefty, I believe, to another, Arizona hopes to end this thing. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats with no blackout dates. CenturyLink. Quest, it's now CenturyLink. Visit CenturyLink.com to learn more. From outdoors in Phoenix, Arizona to indoors where Joe Patterson continues to roll. He has held opponents scoreless in 14 straight games, an ERA of 2.73 in the year. It's his third scoreless streak of at least 10 games this season. One of 5 relievers in the majors to have a streak like that, where you have 3 or more of 10 or more games. And he's the first Diamondbacks reliever to have 3 of these such streaks in a single season, period. Well, how do you like that, folks? Diamondbacks research staff hard at work digging up those nuggets. Good stuff. 0-1. Joe Patterson, that one sweeps, and it's a strike.
When the angle that he creates, he starts on the first base side of the rubber, gets all the way out there, so that breaking ball that breaks around the plate, that's very hard for those right-handed guys to take a pass at. Usually they take those pitches because they think they're going to be balls, and they come right back over the plate.
No balls and 2 strikes to count.
Well, you see him dropping way out there. That's tough for a left-handed hitter up there at the plate.
Look at that bender. That's strike 3. He just struck out a right-handed hitter. APS Energy All-Star tonight. How about we go pitching? How about we go Josh Colmenter? APS brings it to you. He was good tonight. He wanted to pitch deeper. This is as deep as he went, but you can't argue with the results.
There's no doubt. Homer, Michigan is proud of their guy tonight, and so are we. Great performance by Colmenter. Once again, another solid outing for Josh Colmenter.
Saw that video just a moment ago. All you young baseball players, take note of Josh Colmenter, especially you young major leaguers that are watching us. Don't be afraid to respectfully tip your cap. That was his brief moment of thank you to the crowd, because the crowd was standing and thanking him. It's okay. No one needs to moonwalk off the field and act like they invented the game, but there, I think, are times where guys are timid because they're new to the game, and this is it. Thank you. I love that. Kind of the relationship. No one's better at relating to fans than you. And I love that he does that.
It's just a sign of respect and acknowledgement to the fans, letting them know thank you for being there to support me, and he did a fantastic job once again tonight.
I mean, not doffing it, waving it over his head. So Arizona trying to lock down a team shutout. They get one tonight. That'll be 11. And they get 11 shutouts. Bounced out to Ryan Roberts. They are 1 out away from that shutout. And that shot over the bow with the San Francisco Giants. Are leading 2-1 over Houston in the 8th inning.
Boy, not to go unnoticed tonight, this guy, Ryan Roberts, has played a fantastic third base tonight. Made some incredible plays out there.
He's kind of doing a lot of that, too, in Washington. You know, even in the games Arizona, Gonzalo, I know you watch them all, but Arizona wasn't doing anything offensively. He came to play defensively.
He's a spark plug for this team.
Alberto Gonzalez, strike 1. By the way, Arizona hoping to get that 11th shutout. They had 3 last year. Runs that breaking ball in. Better said, between 29 and 2010, they had 15 total. They're almost to that total already. Bouncing ball. The Diamondbacks have their shutout. And when they put that final score on the out-of-town scoreboard in the Bay Area, Kirk Gibson and his squad sent another message to the team chasing them, the San Francisco Giants. But tonight they celebrate one another. This is a club that, and I didn't mention it earlier because they wouldn't want it as an excuse, this bus started unloading a little bit before 3 o'clock in the morning as they flew back from a grueling East Coast road trip. Gonzo and I have a lot to talk about with Todd and Joe. Let's get on now to the post-game set. It's brought to you by CenturyLink. The Diamondbacks with yet another shutout, back home and winning.